Hello, welcome to the Weekly Weeks podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and today I have a guest.
Chloe, aka Glow Balls.
Glow Balls. Today, we're going to talk about Hellraiser, specifically the first 4 movies, and maybe a little bit more. So, warning, spoilers ahead, because we're basically just going to be talking about these movies. So, let's start with the first movie. You got this guy, Frank.
Uncle Frank.
Yeah, Uncle Frank. He's looking for this box.
He's on like a journey. Actually, he's pretty much on like he's been traveling a lot.
A quest to find this box.
Find the epitome of his pleasure.
Yeah.
In the form of the box.
Yep.
The magic puzzle box.
Correct. Then, he brings it back home to his old house, or his old family's house, and he starts being a squatter in the attic. Do the chains rip him up then?
Yeah, that's when he opens the box.
And then he goes into the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways,
he just turns into a little worm.
Yeah, he's a gross little worm.
Just a
man.
Sliver of his brain.
Anyway, his brother shows up with his second wife, Julia. His brother's name is Larry, and Larry's daughter, Kirsty. Now, Julia and Frank, I couldn't remember his name for a hot minute.
Oh, it's okay.
Julia and Frank had an affair in the olden days before the marriage, but they were still engaged.
Before
Larry and Julia were engaged.
It was literally like a
right
day.
before, yeah.
Like a
and
day
she was
before
like,
the marriage.
"I've always loved you more, Frank." That's what she was saying, right?
Yeah, that's why they're moving into the house because she's in pursuit of her one-time lover.
Frank. Yeah, because apparently he gives her the goods that the other man cannot. I'm guessing that's what it's for, because why else?
Oh yeah, no. Frank knows the pleasure centers of the mind.
Yeah. So, anyways,
when the family arrives to the house, Julia is in search of her former lover and finds the attic.
Where the box is?
No, where he tries to persuade her to bring him back to a, actual, human form.
Yeah.
So she brings people up to the attic and kills them.
Oh,
him.
yeah,
No,
just...
as, offerings to bring him back to life.
Yeah. And he eats them. Or he's like... He sucks them up. Yeah, that.
Absorbs them.
Yeah, and then he becomes more human. But he's not completely human, because then he kills his brother.
I'm pretty sure he was just gonna kill his brother anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then he was like, man, I love loving Julia, but let me love my niece because I am a weirdo. And he tries to do that. And then she's like, wait a minute, what is up? And
I don't think they explore that until the second
I thought
one.
Well,
because in the first one they
she had the nose. She thought it was her dad, and then how did he reveal to her? She was like, "I'm your Uncle Frank." Or
he skinned the dad.
Yeah, we knew that, but he used the skin as his own skin.
Yeah, and disguise.
Yeah, but then she realized it wasn't her dad, right?
And so she sends him to hell with the box.
Okay, and
that's how the second movie starts.
And then the second movie starts. Oh, and Julia gets killed, and she gets killed on a mattress, and it's all bloodied up.
Yeah, the Cenobites take her.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to talk about... Jeez.
It's okay.
Literally?
No, the whole first movie is, not about the Cenobites at all.
Well...
They, come into play with raging, havoc when when the plot kind of
And I guess they're the ones that
down.
get Frank and stuff, yeah. But Kirsty doesn't really talk to Pinhead until the second one.
Yeah. Well, they have, an interaction.
Yeah.
They definitely interact, at the end.
Yeah. So, anyways, you got the Cenobites. They are demons from hell. Anything else you want to say about the Cenobites? Oh, the main one's Pinhead. I'm sure that if you've seen anything about Hellraiser, You've probably seen something with Pinhead on it. But he's not the only one. That's a fun fact. You might not have known that. He's not the only one. You got Pinhead, you got Chatterteeth, who isn't really named Chatterteeth, but we don't know the real name of it.
There's I don't know.
A soggy potato.
Soggy potato. I don't
and
know.
the other one
He's like wacky
just looks
and
like a
greasy.
woman with her lips like
Like
a spider.
What?
Didn't she look like that?
No, she has like bolts in her head, like a little like crown almost, and then her trachea is open.
Okay, that's what it was. Anyways, they come in more to play in the second one. So basically, what you can take away from this, not by what we're saying, but why we're saying, that didn't make sense, but whatever, let's go with it.
What? What did you just say?
I don't even remember.
All right. Well,
it's about Hellraiser. It's about gore, family drama. What's the third one?
well, the first one was mostly about sex. And
Yeah,
that
so that's what it is.
There's, a little bit of that.
And throughout it all, yeah.
The B movies.
But that's like the three main things about Hellraiser. If you want to sum it up in three main things. I have my shirt on backwards. Anyways,
moving on
let's
to the
continue.
second one.
Yeah, finally, the second one.
Jesus.
So we start where Kirsty is in an asylum. Because they were like, this fucking bitch is all... You see all these blood and guts and this bloody mattress? So they're just like...
Yeah, because they found her in a house with, like, dead...
Body.
Like, 3 dead people.
Yeah. So they took her
a
to
bloody
asylum.
mattress.
Yeah. They took her there. And then... There's this guy...
The head
The main
of,
villain.
like, the facility.
Yeah, that she's in.
Is,
Whatever his name is. Dr. something. He's pretty evil.
He's awful.
He wants to open the box.
Horrible man.
He knows about the box like Frank did.
Yeah.
But he knows more about it, like history-wise.
Yeah.
And
he stole the mattress.
He did. He got the mattress from the home. Somehow they didn't throw it out.
I think he knows about Julia. I'm not sure. I think he knows about Julia, but that's he's not treating his patients. He's making their like afflictions worse
so that he can use them to open.
Yeah, so he used a patient as a blood sacrifice for the mattress to summon Julia. Yeah. So she's back.
Yeah.
And
that guy was watching them. He was like a cop. Remember? He's like in the curtain. And
yeah.
He sees
Was that her boyfriend?
No, the boyfriend has disappeared.
No, he comes back.
He doesn't come back.
He comes back in the second one.
I don't remember him being there.
I think he does.
But
I don't know. What do I know?
So you got that.
So Julia's back.
There's this other patient that knows how to open the box or figures out how to open the box.
Yes,
too.
There's a girl who's really good at puzzles.
And we don't know her name, and
she,
or maybe her name's like Victoria or something. I don't remember.
Don't guess that.
Okay, we don't know her name. We don't know her name.
But doesn't I don't know.
He brings her to the house, and then she opens the box and opens the portal to hell up. But first, Julia
in the hospital.
Yeah, but first Julia comes back to life.
Yeah. Well, that's how they get to the box.
Yeah.
Is Julia since Julia's resurrected. Julia is the main character of this movie, honestly.
I don't think so.
I do.
So Kirsty helps the girl.
The main villain, I guess.
Oh,
if
yeah.
there were to be a villain in this movie.
What about the doctor? The doctor's evil.
Yeah, but
he turns into a Cenobite.
Julia, but Julia's really, like, the mastermind behind all of this.
That's true. Oh my gosh, I just remembered
She's a fucking, like, businesswoman, honestly.
Yeah.
She just wants to get back to Frank.
Yeah, that's her main plot to do anything. She seduces the doctor, but wants to get to Frank ultimately, even though she knows that Frank likes the niece, which is really weird. Because they talk about that. They get into that. So anyways, they open hell, and Kirsty and the girl who doesn't say anything, the girl that opened the box, they go in after them, because Kirsty's main goal in the movie is to save her dad. She wants to get her dad out of hell. That's why she went.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, you did not know that.
I'm too focused on Pinhead.
So, well, Pinhead comes out and it was like, he said some stuff. I can't remember what he even said.
He said, I have like a gif of it on my phone that I like.
Well, you looked it
It's
up.
like my header on Twitter for like, I don't know how long. It's like my favorite quote from the movie. It's been a while.
Yeah. Anyways, they go into hell, which is kind of cool. They kind of, show you what it looks like, and they go to look for the dad, but then Kirsty finds the uncle, and he's in his hell is like the girls.
They're women that he can't touch.
Oh yeah.
He can't have like sex with them.
Yeah, because they're like ghosts.
Yeah, so that's his hell, because he can never.
Yeah, but then he wants to.
He lured.
Yeah.
He pretty much lured Kirsty into there.
Yeah, and then he wanted to. Yeah, he wanted to.
He's a little incesty over here.
Yeah, gross. He
Looking
wanted
for that fresh meat. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He wanted to do stuff with her, which is messed up.
Yes. This is in the second movie.
What does Pinhead say?
Explorers in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others.
A great quote by Pinhead.
Or there's one that's like, I am pain. I love that one.
And I can't remember the whole plot to the second one. I just remember that she wants to save the dad, but she can't really save the dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because she uses like a vision of him and he's like, help me, and it's
Yeah.
just like his bloody body.
Yeah, that's why
with
she
no
wanted to
skin.
go there in this first place.
But that was just a lure by Frank again.
Yeah. Frank, the dirty man.
Yeah, nasty predator.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But,
They go to hell, and then the doctor becomes a Cenobite.
yeah, the doctor goes with them.
And Julia was like, I can help you. They were trying to, for some reason, the box turned into a diamond thing.
Well, the diamond was like the pinnacle in like hell.
Okay, yeah. And then they wanted to close it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Julia's skin ripped off. And then the doctor was trying to get the little girl because she knew how to put the box back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kirsty put the skin on her like Frank put the dad's skin on himself. And then she seduced him, and then for real. And then she was like, ha! And then he died.
Yeah.
But all of his patients were in hell too, which was weird.
Well, after he was turned into a Cenobite, they kind of went back to the hospital.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because Pinhead was kind of raging his war in there. Like,
Yeah.
not war, but like, he was having his fun in there.
Yeah, but he wanted it to be closed back up.
Oh, for sure.
Which
yeah, because it was kind of branching out into like the rest of the world, and he was like, I'm not ready for this.
But then in the next one, he's like, yeah.
Well, because they all get put in the pillar.
Oh, yeah. But
the pillar that was in the first movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That Frank had, like, that was like the first thing that came out. It was like the very like beginning
it
shot.
gets made again at the end of the second one.
Yeah.
But
I think that's pretty much it.
I don't remember why but Kirsty, jeez.
She's lackluster, and you don't really remember her character very well.
But she gets Pinhead to remember he like was human at some point. Yeah. And that goes with the next movie. So like each movie leads to something except the last one. It shows you like flashback. The last one, I mean, is the fourth one, but not the last.
Technically, it should have been the last one.
Yeah, but you know how they do with horror movies. Every horror movie has like all like the big ones, like, like Jason, Saw,
right?
Even Final Destination. They just have more like 7 movies.
Final Destination's fine. Jason, I understand. Saw, I understand that too. But like this series is.
It should have just ended.
Different. It's different.
Yeah. Even Chucky was 7 movies. I mean, it's 8 now.
It also was based off of like a comic or like a book.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Some fun facts about Hellraiser.
The works, I think, yeah.
So then we go. Anyways, they close Hell back up, and then you never see Kirsty ever again. So she
take the puzzle box to the? Does that happen in the second one?
I think it gets put in the thing.
Oh yeah, it's sucked into the
because then it's a statue.
Yeah, and then it turns into a statue, and
then that's where the third one starts.
Frank 2.0.
Oh yeah, whatever his name is.
One, yeah, fuck him. Honestly,
he's like
he's the
a
owner.
Douchey Danny from Grease, but I guess Danny from Grease isn't that great either. But
he's a more douchey Danny.
Yeah,
obsessed with like pain.
Yeah,
his pleasure.
Yeah.
But he's owner of a nightclub.
It's not just a nightclub. It's like a nightclub, a restaurant, and then like a stripper thing. Or no, it's nightclub, stripper section, which is like divides the club and the restaurant. But the restaurant's like really kind of like nice, and they have like older people in there.
Yeah.
And then they have his room. And
it's buys on the second floor. It's on the second floor?
Maybe, I don't
There's 2 floors.
Anyways, that's where he puts the pillar is originally somewhere else. He buys it from a guy.
Yeah,
that's
like
how it
Frank.
starts.
He goes and like looks for the pillar, and he's
No, I don't think he was looking for it. I think he was like, "This is a cool art piece," and then he found out whenever the rat was bleeding, and it
almost like called to him.
Yeah. And then the rat was bleeding, and it basically like sucked him in, and he saw it, and he was like, "Huh." And then he was with a girl.
So it ate.
It ate a rat.
Yeah, so Pinhead ate a rat.
And then somebody put their hand in it, I think. It might have been the other way around.
I think it was calling to, like, he had, like, a girl that he had brought home.
Oh, no, that was next. He put the pillar in his room, and he brought the girl home, and then...
Was it a girl that he had,
And then Pinhead's head came out and was like... Or no, they were something... Or it was telling him to, like, feed her to the pillar, and he goes and does that. And Lord. Then Pinhead's like, we can be together.
Oh yeah, he pulls some.
He was
shit
like,
like
we
that.
can be together, and you can be powerful, and blah blah blah. And then, oh, I forgot. There's this whole other thing where there's this other lady who's a news reporter, and she's like, I want to find the best story, blah blah blah. But
you're kind of rooting for her though.
A little bit, yeah, because she's gonna basically save the Earth. To continue, we had to pause for a moment. I got the sniffles. Anyways. You're kind of rooting for the girl. She takes this other girl in, and that girl was dating the guy. The douchey Danny from Grease.
Yeah. Who
owns the club. And he's like, I want you back, blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't really want her back. He wants to feed her to Pinhead. And then Pinhead comes to life when she's in there. And she's like, And then Pinhead was like, feed him to me. And he's like, no, don't do it. Don't feed me to Pinhead. He didn't say it like that.
Yeah, but she does.
But that's basically, and she does it anyway. Later on, he turns into a Cenobite.
Of course.
And then,
is that whenever
she releases him, and then
that's when Pinhead
and then she also becomes a Cenobite, and he basically kills every single person that was in the club. And
I love that scene though. It's like raining blood in the club. Like everyone's just like jamming, and then it starts raining blood, and they're like, "What the fuck? This is kind of cool." And then they see like the chains and stuff, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
No. And the DJ becomes a Cenobite. He throws like CDs out of his head.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then the main lady, whatever her name is, the news reporter. Let's just call her the news reporter.
Mm-hmm.
She
escapes.
No, she's like, I want to get this Mr.
Scoop.
Camera guy. I want to get the scoop. So she tells him to go there, and then he turns into a Cenobite.
Right.
So it's just wild.
Oh, yeah, because the camera's, like, fused to his face or something.
Big other main plot that I forgot about. Pinhead keeps speaking to her, but not like Pinhead. Like Pinhead's the human part of Pinhead. Pinhead.
Yeah, Pinhead's going through it.
Yeah, like, he wants him to be trapped. Like, that's what this movie's about. They kind of explored, in the second one,
his, like, demon side and his, like, human side.
And now he wants to trap him and stuff. Well...
Pinhead was actually,
he was like
frank, though. Because he opened the box.
But he didn't mean... Yeah, but he wasn't looking for pain.
He wasn't.
It just happened.
Kind of makes you, like, root for Pinhead.
Yeah, because you feel bad because he didn't really want it, but he did open the box.
They kind of, like, find a middle ground and, like, merge together.
Yeah, they do merge together. That's basically... there's this whole thing about not giving him the box, but making him come closer to get the box, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, at the end, she buries it, and that kind of plays in with the fourth movie a little bit.
Like, not the news reporter.
She buries the box.
She does?
Yeah, and then the box becomes this building, which the fourth movie explores more. Because the fourth movie's...
what that's there for.
Yeah, the fourth movie is basically just about how the box came to be and how they're going to...
about the box.
They want to destroy it.
But not
it's the box.
It's not about the box, but
it is.
It's about who made the box.
Yeah.
Because it starts in,
like... The Bloodline. It's literally called...
It's called Bloodline.
Hellraiser Bloodline.
Yeah. It follows the plot of, like, who originally made the box and how everyone in his bloodline is, like, genetically encoded to, like, make versions of the box.
To destroy the box.
Which
is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'll just, like, start, like, building stuff. Like, there's a scene where a kid just starts, like, tinkering with, like, literally tinker toys, like, the wooden tinker toys, and, like, summons, Cenobite.
Yeah. And, the guy who plays Ben from Parks and Recs is in that movie, but he's not good.
He's awful.
He's a bad guy.
He's horrible. Guy, but he's also horrible in it.
Yeah.
Because it takes place in, like, 1800s
France. And he just speaks.
He has no accent. He's just Ben Wyatt.
But evil.
But wants a demon.
Yeah, he wants a demon.
A sex demon.
Yeah.
To dom him.
And then...
Sorry.
It's okay. Then she turns out to be the Princess of Hell, which I still don't completely understand.
Okay. Well, we didn't mention. The box was made for this, like, weird old man who was into the dark arts, and Ben is his assistant.
Dark arts. Dark arts.
That's what they called it.
That was dark magic.
They were into, like, black magic.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's either the dark arts or black magic. It's never
just
dark
you saying
magic.
Dark arts. This reminds me of Harry Potter. Ew.
But anyways, so Ben's his assistant, and the box was made to summon a demon so that the old man could, like, control
the demon. Yeah.
And so the demon he calls her Angelique.
Yeah.
And,
I just called her Angelina.
The old man dies, and they survive.
Yeah, but you know why he dies? Because he didn't listen to the pact.
I didn't say... I'm talking about the old man.
Yeah, but he died because he didn't listen.
Oh, yeah, he
says...
He lasts for, like, a little bit, and then, like...
He says, don't get in the way of hell.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's, like,
That's when the demon can kill you or whatever.
So then, we flash to,
Oh, it starts out in the future, though. We forgot to mention that.
This is actually a story being told by the last descendant of the box. Yeah. Or the most current descendant in, like, 21, 27 or whatever. And he summons Pinhead on, like, a spaceship. We don't know why it's there, or, like, to begin with.
Yeah.
And
they don't really explain.
He's getting interrogated. So he's starting to tell the story of his bloodline. And so, after the old man dies, it kind of flashes to... Well, it does flash to when the building is...
Yeah.
Finished?
Mostly. He's not finished it.
Well, he hasn't reached the goal of eternal light, which will destroy...
Yeah, he couldn't do it because he kept crashing.
The box.
That 1996 computer program just couldn't handle the light, apparently. And
It was
he has a son.
1996.
1996.
He has a son.
Yeah, and Pinhead wants to kill the son.
He is actually, what is it? Recognized as, like, an architect internationally.
Yeah,
like
so that's how they recognize him. That's how
Angelique,
yeah.
Recognizes him. And Ben dies because he doesn't want
He's
her
like,
to
we
go.
don't want that.
And she was like,
dead.
you got in the way of hell.
Yeah, and then
You idiot.
and then he dies.
And she moves from France because they stayed in France the whole time.
Yeah,
for
they did.
Whatever reason, I don't know why. It was probably Ben's fault. I hate Ben.
His name's not even Ben. We don't know what his name is.
I don't give a shit what his name is.
All right.
Anyways, so they go to America where the building was made and where all the other movies took place. And she finds the box hidden in the, like, basement.
Yeah. And then the building helps the box, even though it's supposed to be against it.
Yeah. I feel like it's like...
I think this one was also...
guilty until
this is
proven
kind of
innocent.
this is kind of a sidetrack. But I also think that this fourth movie had less gore than the other ones.
Definitely.
Which, I like the gore for the most part.
Yeah. It had, like, light gore. It wasn't, like, super... Because it, like, especially when they were summoning Angelique, they, like, killed a girl, skinned her, like, fully skinned her, like, perfectly, almost.
Yeah.
But they, like, covered her grotesque body with, like, a sheet, so you couldn't see it. I think it was just, lazy production.
Yeah.
Which is fine, you know.
And,
it's a horror movie,
anyways, the guy from the bloodline, what a shocker,
right?
He destroys the box, he achieves full light, and they die, and that's how the movie ends.
Oh, after the hotel, not the hotel, but the building in 1996 was destroyed by Pinhead. Yeah. He, like, sucks it all into the box.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm done with this bullshit, and then he leaves, and it goes back to the future.
And then they save it.
Horrible. Yeah, this one should just been like in the Back to the Future series. I'm sorry.
This is why they didn't make a Back to the Future 4.
Right. And that's it's supposed to leave us off with the box destroyed and, like, you know, evil is defeated by light.
It's done. But it ends the movies.
They don't. And
they decide to continue for some reason.
Another 6 movies.
And I think they made another one, so possibly 7.
Yeah. And the thing is like,
I haven't seen any of the movies.
Yeah, I've seen all of them. And production value definitely went down, but in the 5th movie, that's why I told you not to watch it, because they try and take a, like, different spin on it. They try to go for, like, a X-Files murder mystery, supernatural, very, like, true crime type of...
I would have not.
Especially for the time, it was so boring. Pinhead shows up as, like, an apparition. Like, a full-body apparition. He's not even, present in killing the guy. He's just a ghost.
Oh, that's weak.
And it follows, like, this detective, and he's so boring. He's, like, Kirsty,
but
like,
more boring.
Worse. So much worse.
What about the other ones? Do you remember anything, or...?
It kind of follows that similar...
plot.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, if you're gonna watch the Hellraiser movies...
And don't watch 10.
Don't watch 10. Watch only 1 through 4. And,
well, like, they're trying to, like, rehash it. And, of course, like,
it's
Doug
like...
Bradley is not gonna be playing...
Yeah.
Pinhead anymore, because he's old. And
yeah, he's old.
I don't know if he's died yet. I don't think he's died yet. I hope not. Because he's great, and he's an icon.
Yeah, he is an icon.
But, yeah, so different guy playing Pinhead. The character design is actually a little different.
Is he not a Pinhead anymore?
No, he's still...
Who you
he's
calling
still Pinhead. But, like, instead of... I don't know. They just kind of theatricized his makeup.
I don't know what that means.
Like, they made it more theatrical than, like, realistic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like an interpretation. But
Interesting.
there are some themes in the 10th one that I'm not going to mention, but I don't think are appropriate for anyone.
Yeah. So,
Just avoid it.
don't watch the 10th one. That's the moral of this story.
I'm saying this, but that's, like, almost, like, gonna prove that you are gonna, like, the viewer is gonna watch it. The listener.
I mean, yeah. It's really up to you, but I would not watch the 10th one. Even though I've never seen it, I'm just gonna take Chloe's word for it.
I only got halfway through it. If that's saying anything, maybe that discredits my point, but the beginning of it is pretty jarring. And you know, some people will be like, oh, well, that's part of the shock factor, but that's not part of the Hellraiser brand.
Yeah,
So,
it's not gore. I don't know, actually. But you know,
There's gore.
the three main things.
they bring the gore back because they, like, lose it for a...
Yeah, like the crime one with the ghosts.
They kind of continue on that same path. It's just, it gets so... It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna watch any Hellraisers, watch the first 4.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about them?
I feel like they always leave me wanting more. But I'm also a freak, so...
Needless to say, you should maybe try to watch the movies. I know we basically just explained all of them, but it was a rough explanation. And I feel like the movies can explain it more because they're the actual movies.
Yeah. Nothing compared to actually watching them.
Yeah.
Especially if we confused you in any way.
Yeah. Which, knowing me, I probably did do. Anyways, thank you for joining in this week's podcast. And I'd like to thank my guest for...
Your first ever guest.
Yeah, my first ever guest, Chloe, for coming on to the show. And who knows what we'll talk about next week. I guess we'll find out. Anyways, good night.